Hey guys, it's Coach Brian. I wanted to make one final video here at the end of our year. I can't believe we're coming up to the end of the year here, but I know we didn't get to have a practice last week because we got snowed out and there was nothing capable of being scheduled this week. So I wanted to make one final video first to say it's been really fun coaching you guys this year. I've really enjoyed watching you guys develop and grow as a team. You've done some tremendous things. And I also wanted to remind you guys of some of the things that we've learned to make sure they're fresh in your mind for the remaining playoff games. And I want to teach you guys one more thing in this video that might help us pull off a win against some of the teams that we haven't beaten quite yet. So the first thing I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of is last Sunday when we won our playoff game, we won 5-3. And the other team actually got 3 goals in the first 5 minutes of the game. And one of the reasons why that happened is we didn't really play our positions as well as we should have. Remember that in our diamond formation, we've got a forward here, we've got a back, and we've got 2 wings, a left wing and a right wing. And when we're on the attack, the forward should definitely be as far up as possible. That's fine. Our wings should be moving up and attacking and shooting from around the 3-point line. That's where the wings should be shooting, right here, maybe just inside. You guys have strong enough foot to take a shot from here and score, and if it doesn't go in, maybe it bounces off the goalie and our forward can clean it up, or maybe you draw a defender over towards you and another defender over towards you and you're able to pass the ball over to the other wing who happens to be wide open and take a shot on the goal. So lots of good things happen, but we don't need to be crowding all of our guys right in front of the goal right here, because then when the other team gets the ball, it's very easy for them to start a fast break against our one remaining guy, our back, who's back here by himself. So remember that, and what happened to us on Sunday was that our back actually was coming up a little too far, and they really got a couple fast break goals. 2 of their goals were fast break goals, and then the third one was a penalty kick for an illegal touch by our goalkeeper. So really quickly, I want to make sure that we remember our back should be coming to about half court, maybe a little past half court to the circle. We usually put a player at the back position who has a pretty strong foot, and that back could then take a shot from here if they needed to. Or if you guys think of it, if you see the back get the ball and the side's wide open and the back wants to dribble up, and if you guys are talking, which you guys have been doing more lately, maybe the back says, hey, switch with me, and this wing drops back and plays back while the back dribbles up and takes the shot from the 3-point line. That's okay. I'm fine with that. I saw Logan and Connor at one point in time in the game on Sunday. They did a switch, and Logan was left wing and Connor was back, and Logan ended up dropping back to the back position and Connor was able to push up. They talked through it, and it was really good. The important thing is to make sure we always have one player back here playing that back position, and that we don't have everybody up here. Because if everyone's up here, then nobody's back here to stop a fast break by the other team, and that's when we get in trouble. So the other team got off to a 3-0 start in the first 5 minutes. And then we talked on the sideline, and we talked some more at halftime about playing good one-on-one pressure defense, but being patient in our pressure defense. And I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but for the remaining 43 minutes of the game, we didn't let them score one more goal. Once we started playing better defense and we started playing in our positions and staying back, somebody was always back, we kept them from scoring any more goals. And we were able to come back and win the game because of our good defense and playing our positions. So when we have our games next week, we got to remember to do that for the entire game. We can't wait until 5 minutes into the game to remember that we have to play our positions and that we have to play good defense. We need to do that from the very beginning, because the teams that we play as we go further in the tournament get better and better. So just to recap what good pressure defense is going to look like, if the blue team, number 1 here, has the ball and you're number 1 on the orange team, we want to make sure that we run up and we get right in front of them, maybe 2 to 3 steps in front, and that we kind of park ourselves there. And if they try to dribble it this way, we shuffle with them. And if they cut it back and dribble this way, we shuffle with them. We want to make sure we stay in between them and the goal. the more that we stay in between them, that means they can't shoot. They can't shoot through us. So if you can't shoot, you can't score. And that's important to remember. At some point, this guy who is the dribbler, he's going to get frustrated and he's going to try to go by you running really fast. And to do that, he's got to kick the ball in front of him a little farther and run to it. And when that happens, that's when you can step in between him and the ball. And he can't run through you either, just like he can't shoot through you. He can't run through you. So once he kicks that ball pretty hard and tries to run past you, you run to the ball and cut him off and get in between him and the ball. And then we take control of the ball. Worst case, if the guy's really fast and he kicks it past you and you guys are running together and he's going to get there at the same time, then get up there and poke it with your foot out of bounds. And that'll slow down their attack and let your teammates come back and help you on defense. That way you're not playing defense by yourself. But what we want to make sure we don't do is try to dive in and get the ball, because if we do that, then the guy just shifts it over to this side and we've actually made it easier for him to get by us. In fact, a lot of the times the defender goes by the attacker. It's not that the attacker got past the defender. It's that the defender dove in to try to get the ball over here and the attacker just shifted it around and he's already past the defender and he's on his way down the field. So remember, nice pressure defense, nice patience, stay in front of them. When we talk about 2-on-2 defense, the pressure is going to play good pressure defense, and the cover is going to be behind them and towards the middle of the court to make sure that if the pressure does get beat down the sideline, that's okay, because that's where you can kick the ball out of bounds if you need to. But if the pressure gets tricked and beat to the middle of the court, right, then we've got another defender there ready to step up and pressure the ball again. So that guy's name is the cover, and he's going to drop a little bit towards the middle back here. And as we see a nice good one-on-one pressure defense situation here, and then all of a sudden maybe the blue number 1 player decides to pass it over to number 2, then what happens is number 2 steps up, our number 2, orange number 2 steps up and pressures the ball, and number 1 drops back to a cover position. He doesn't stay right here. He drops back to make sure that he's covering. If you're not pressuring the ball and one of your teammates is already pressuring the ball, then take the opportunity to run back and get behind them so that you can cover them in case they get beat. The more guys we have behind the ball, the better chance we have of preventing the other team from shooting and scoring. So just a refresher again on our diamond formation. We've got our forward, our 2 wings, left and right. We've got our back. And in this case, we've got the ball. And I want to show you something that happened to us a couple games ago. The team that we're going to play on Tuesday night beat us 8-4. And the other team, that's the number 2 seed, the other team that's the number 1 seed also beat us 8-4. And the reason they were able to get those 8 goals is because we were doing something that was allowing them to what's called counterattack. So a counterattack is when, in this case, if the blue team was to allow us to run down the field, and a lot of our guys run down the field. Let's see if we can follow this process here. So we're dribbling down the field on offense, and the orange team, that's us, we're moving down the field, the court. And when the ball gets stolen from us, and sometimes that's going to happen, when it gets stolen from us, we already have now 3 guys behind the blue player who just stole the ball. 3 guys behind the play. They now have the blue guy with the ball and another guy in front. So they've got a 2-on-1. And this happened to us, I would say at least 5, if not 6 times in both of those games that we lost 8-4. So after they've taken control of the ball, the player who has got the ball starts dribbling towards us, and our back has no choice but to come over and pressure the ball. But when he comes over and pressures the ball, he leaves a man in the middle wide open. And they exploited this. Both teams exploited this. They took advantage of it over and over again. They would pass the ball now to him, and they got a 1-on nobody, just the goalkeeper. It may as well be a penalty kick. So we want to be careful when we're attacking against the better teams. As we go further into the tournament, as we're attacking against the better teams, we want to be careful not to run everybody down the court at the same time. We want to do something that's called a rotation of our diamond so that we can have one attacker who is a little ahead and one attacker who is even or trailing the play in case the ball gets stolen. And I'm going to set that up and show you guys what that looks like.